In the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution had come to America, which was according to a textbook called The History of America, machines taking the place of hand tools. There was a lot of industrialization, and a lot of factories started springing up. These factories were allowed to exist because capitalists thought they were a good idea and invested in them to make profit. This industrialization led to the immense growth of American cities, and more people started to live in them. However, when the capitalists invested in the factories, they didn't care about the workers, only profit. This meant that the workers worked in awful conditions for little pay. One example of such a factory is the Lowell textile mills from the History of America textbook. This is an interview of 3 new girls who want to work in the Lowell factory. So, Miss Monte Carlo, why are you interested in this job?
I want to make enough money to support my family. I also want to save enough money to go to college.
Good. What are your strengths?
I'm very strong. I have a lot of experience with weaving and cloth. I also get used to new environments quickly.
That sounds good. You're hired. Alright, next up. So, what do you want this job?
I'm a really poor woman and I need this job to get money.
What are your strengths?
I'm good at weaving and following directions.
You're hired. So, what do you want this job?
My family is poor and I really need the money to help support them.
What are your strengths?
I'm good at obeying my boss, I'm good at working with textiles, and I'm really strong.
You're hired. Here in the weaving room, it shows how bad the working conditions are.
Such awful air, so hard to breathe all the dust.
Yeah, it's so hot, I'm wet from sweat.
And the lighting, they could have done something about the lighting. Seriously, it's a little hard to see.
How do they expect us to work in such horrendous conditions?
All those factories being built in America, city population started to rapidly grow and cities became really crowded. The high population in the cities led to many inhabitants being poor. Because of this, tenements were created to house poor workers, but conditions in the tenements were terrible. According to America History of Our Nation, they state that it was crowded, unsanitary, had no windows, and no indoor plumbing. Here in this picture from Jacob Rees, it shows how small the rooms inside the tenements are, with about 8 workers living inside it. It also shows how unsanitary their faces and a room are. Because the tenements being unsanitary, it led to diseases spreading across the tenements. Some workers got tired of the awful conditions in cities and factories, which led to them forming reform groups. According to Liddy, a novel written by Catherine Patterson, one such group is called the Lowell Female Labor Reform Association.
The workers are doing awful. They work every day like slaves for so little pay. What ideas can you suggest? Something's got to be done about this.
We can send a petition to the government asking for laws for better working conditions.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It might totally work well if the petition is convincing enough.
You know what else we could do? A protest. We could go out in the streets and protest for better working conditions.
Oh, a protest. Well, it's a dangerous idea.
But it could work great if it's done right.
After Bavaria, Victoria, and Alberstein protested on the streets, muckrakers around the area looked more into this issue. They published novels about the working and city conditions. One example of this is from Jacob Rees, who published a book called How the Other Half Lives, which displayed the lifestyle of poor workers. People noticed, and this led to better working conditions, like how they banned child labor, or that there were clinics for citizens who can't get a doctor.